All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakakodash, and giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. And today's lesson is entitled Panem et Circenses. All right. And that's a Latin quote that translates into bread and circuses or bread and games. And, that's, something I've been pondering on, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. The brothers and myself, we spoke on it, for a short bit last camp. And as we were speaking on it, we were going into world current events, Hurricane Helene, the different port strikes. As brothers and sisters do know, Sean Diddy Combs being arrested, and that whole, distraction that's going on, so on and so forth, man. As we're living in the times of prophecy. And Jake, they're in that spirit of deep slumber. All right, while the elect, they're being circumspect, they're being vigilant. They're those prudent men that foresee of the evil, the bad times that we're coming into. All right, while again, Jake is caught up in the cares of this world. These football games, these tailgate parties, what else, man? These baseball games, so on and so forth. It's like Rome all over again. All right. Let me start off with that real quick. And I'm gonna get the definition, Lord willing. But I want to start with this precept right here in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. And I'm just going through the spirit. It says, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. And as brothers do know, brothers and sisters, that's been in this truth for quite a bit, that this is going into a reincarnation, scripture right here. All right. So I'm going to get it in the NLT real quick. It says, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. And what's under the sun? Planet Earth. All right. What's that no new thing? The spirit. All right. There's no new spirit underneath the sun. All right. And it says, verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new, it have been already of old time, which was before us. Again, proof that America is Rome all over again. I already named one example. These football stadiums, which, the word stadium is synonymous with the word arena, coliseum, circus, you name it. All right. America imitates the ancient Roman Empire architecture, the Senate House. What else? You got the Roman numerals. You even got the Latin words on the back of the dollar bill, Novus Ordo Seclorum. All right, that's Esau's enterprise, all right, which is the NWO. All right. Let me get this scripture right here, real quick. Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. All right. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, which is going into Alexander the Greek in the Greek Empire, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, which the feet of a bear is the end of a thing, going into Russia. That's going to end America. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, Great Britain. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. All right. You have, again, in the first verse, it says 7 heads. It started with the Greeks, the Romans, and that's what that head is talking about. That was wounded to death. It's going into the ancient Roman Empire, which fell. All right. And, I'm going to reread verse 3 again, but the 7 heads is the Greeks, the Romans, Germany Major, Germany Minor, the Spanish, the French, and Great Britain, if I'm, saying those correctly. And the 10 horns is going into the EU. All right, but anyway, back in Revelation chapter 13, verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, the ancient Roman Empire, which fell, and it was wounded to death for about 1,000 years, and his deadly wound was healed, going into the time of the Renaissance period, which that word Renaissance means rebirth. And all the world wondered after the beast. So again, America is the reincarnated version of the ancient Roman Empire. And America is also known as spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. Again, the architecture, everything, man, And America is going to fall just like ancient Rome did, man. All right, and you see that in a lot of different ways, man. The moral decay, the currency, just to name a few examples. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get the definition for bread and circuses. It says the phrase bread and circuses, or bread and games, comes from the writings of the Roman poet Juvenal, who lived around 55 CE. The phrase refers to the Roman government's strategy of distracting the populace with free food and spectacles to keep them content and prevent them from demanding change. All right, so in short, it's a tactic or a scheme that the government will use to distract the people from the truth. And that word government, like the elder apostles always say, goes into mind control. And how does the government control its citizens? Through entertainment, such as football games, reality TV shows, baseball games, soccer games, you name it. America's full of distractions. You can't miss it. You might be scrolling through a news article one day. You might be reading something and the ad will pop up. And you might be like, I wonder what this is. You click the ad and next thing you know, you ain't reading that newspaper no more on your phone. I mean, there's plenty of distractions. All right. And again, the media, you got social media, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, just to name a few. And you go into that word media real quick. I don't want to keep quoting stuff and not get it. But that word media goes into the word medium. All right, which is witchcraft. All right, you got medium, See right here, number 5, a person claiming to be in contact with the spirits of the dead and to communicate between the dead and the living. And you see that word necromancer right there. A person who practices necromancy, a wizard or magician. And again, you had magicians back then I almost said ancient Roman Empire, but I'm thinking about Egypt. You had the Magi's with their little tricks. I'm thinking about what happened, man. I'm thinking about Exodus the 7th chapter where the Pharaoh called out his magicians and soothsayers, and it came to a point where the Lord was doing his miracles that that the magicians couldn't imitate the Lord no more, man. Which goes to show again we're in this is America is Rome all over again. America is spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, But anyway, back to right here, it says the phrase refers to the Roman government's strategy of distracting the populace with free food and spectacles to keep them content and prevent them from demanding change. And that leads to my next scripture in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. All right. Oh, damn it, man. I thought I typed it in correct. See? 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan, which that word Satan goes into the word adversary. All right. Our number one enemy is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, known as the wicked. And no, the Edomites are not done away with, vocab. All right. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right. The elect, Lord willing, were of that number. But the elect, they're not ignorant of Esau's devices. Now let's go into that word device real quick. All right. It says an evil purpose. All right. That which thinks, the mind, thoughts, or purposes. So we're not ignorant to his evil schemes, his evil agenda. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, we foresee the evil. All right, which evil is bad times. All right, we know that Esau has a plan to one of his evil purposes or agendas is the Georgia Guidestones, which goes into maintaining humanity under 500 million. And what's being talked about in the news? In the year 2025, they plan on wiping out billions of people. And they're already doing that through these different HARP devices. Brothers know what I'm talking about. Brothers mentioned it. Hurricane Helene and lithium and things in that sort. I ain't gonna go too much in depth, but and now we have another Hurricane Milton, which is a Category 6. All right, the food being poisoned, the air being poisoned, the Boost Mobile. All right, people getting that. I mean, either way you look at it, man, Esau's trying to wipe out the whole entire world, man. And then, in a global sense, he's going to implement his subdermal implant to have total control. But the average citizen don't know nothing about that, man. If you talk about things like that, like FEMA camps or whatever the case may be, you're going to be looked at as a conspiracy theorist. Just like this guy right here, Milton William Cooper, which I got a little clip that I'm going to play. And I'll probably end the lesson. Again, this is not a long drawn out lesson. It's just kind of straight and to the point. But William Cooper was an American conspiracy theorist, which there ain't no such thing as a conspiracy theorist. It's a conspiracy fact, like the elder Apostle Gabar would bring out. A radio broadcaster and author known for his book 1991, Behold a Pale Horse, in which he warned the multiple global conspiracies, some involving extraterrestrial life. Just kind of going through the spirit, man. But anyway, Salaki, I kind of lost my train of thought. But anyway, man, yeah, let me go play that little clip real quick. And then I'm going to bring out one more precept, and I'm going to close the lesson.
That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this? And why is that? It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive, and when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum, and he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. He has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus.
America is Rome all over again, man. Back in the ancient Roman Empire, what you had going on? You had different pestilences going on. Damn it, man. Shit. I was just reading an article of 10 ways that the ancient Roman Empire fell. But again, America is going to fall like ancient Rome, man. We read the scripture, there's no new thing under the sun. All right. But you heard the man, William Cooper. This is really, I got this little clip from the elder Apostle Gabar. Watched this lesson about a few days ago, which he did going into the topic of bread and circuses about 2 years ago. And it says, bread and circuses, tools of deception. And that's one of Esau's blessings, the gift of deception. All right. His other blessing is the blessing of the sword, which his father Isaac blessed him with the fatness of the earth. And he shall live by that sword in Genesis, the 27th chapter. But anyway, I'm going to get this last precept and I'm going to close out. This is Luke chapter 17, verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. I want to get the NLT real quick. It says, when the Son of Man returns, that's dealing with Yahushua HaMashiach, and he's going to return, according to Revelation 1:7, by the clouds, all right, the chariots, all right. When the Son of Man returns, it will be like it was in Noah's day. In those days, the people enjoyed banquets and parties and weddings right up to the time that Noah entered his boat and the flood came and destroyed them all. Okay. And this time, in this day and age, it's going to be a spiritual ark. And the elect, they're going to be beamed up out of here. They shall scarcely be saved. And the flood this time is going to be the second death by way of the nuclear destruction. And the world will be as it was in the days of Lot. People went about their daily business, eating and drinking, buying and selling, farming and building, until the morning Lot left Sodom, and fire and burning sulfur rained down from heaven and destroyed them all. This is suddenly going to happen, man. That's why the scripture says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Okay, this is the time to seek the Lord while he may be found. And the Lord is being found by his prophets on the highways and the byways blowing the trumpet. All right, but, anyway, man, this is, a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And Salakia, man, if I was like all over the place, I'm a little drained and tired, but, the work got to be done. So anyway, I hope y'all brothers and few sisters were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And I want to say all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Shalom.